more asking about my art or just in general? Or
Just more in general.
General, yeah. Usually, like, people have certain like influences and stuff, and I've heard like our friend like Tyler, he's working at Bungie now, and he has influences from kind of like Akira and like old school like manga and like character design, but he says that he kind of takes his influences and then smushes them all together and then like spits out his kind of style. So I think that's the main way that you get your own style. Like, you don't really, I feel like you don't actually work on making a style. Like, you just do your work and people see your work and they'll be able to tell it's yours. Like, you don't really have to kind of like force it, I don't think. But you have your own taste and stuff, so if you like something, you want your work to look like that. So yeah. So Tyler's stuff's like super like line work based, like flat colours and then pretty simple kind of rendering, but his designs are like super clear, and his drawing's just so solid that you can tell what the design is. So like he hands these off to the 3D modelers and they would just be able to build this for the game because it's all just super clear and stuff. And his like design is super good, like his like graphic design and just how to make things like look good and be functional as well. So yeah, I won't go into heaps of Tyler's work, but you guys can check that out if you want. Does that answer your question? Yeah. All right. What kind of things? I'm just going to keep looking at Tyler's. So good. What common things? It really, it depends. You gotta convey like who they are. Like, you'll see a lot of characters like that are just super generic or have like they have no actual character. Like, they're a character but they don't have a personality or anything. So if they're designing a good character, they'll be trying to get that stuff across. So like a lot of these are more subtle, but you can tell like this guy's like heroic. She looks more like a kind of engineering type character. This guy looks kind of a bit of an asshole maybe. So you want to get those like subtle kind of personalities across. Like, like played that new Apex game, and a lot of those characters seem like the same kind of thing. Like, they're all kind of energetic and up themselves and run around like super confidently, whereas none of them are really different from each other. Like, they look different, but they don't act that different. So I would try and get that stuff in my design. A lot of stuff goes into character design, and I'm not the best at it, but yeah, it really, you got to have a good taste for stuff as well, and try and get that across in your character design, because you want to make stuff that's interesting to other people. So, and almost like what's it called? Like being provocative and like making people kind of think about it and get excited about your design. This guy Carlo Arellano is a really good character designer. He teaches some of our masterclasses here every year. His designs are always super kind of like provocative and interesting. And tries to come up with like really unique kind of designs. So yeah, and you've got to do a lot of research to find that stuff. So that's what he kind of does. You don't just want to design stuff that looks cool, you want to design stuff that like actually makes sense, like why you do it. This Carlo guy rips on like Overwatch characters because he's just like, they're all just perfect, like none of them have got like flaws, they're all just kind of like super heroes. Like, whereas you make interesting characters by giving them like weaknesses, because then they have like some contrast when they have to do stuff. I I don't do a lot of character design work, so yeah, not the expert at it. What is the main reason? I think it's just a taste thing. Like when 3D started coming out, they would just, everyone's like, oh, 3D, it looks so real, and that's when people just kept trying to get it better and better, and now it's kind of like you see some 2D animation and it's like so good compared to some of the like crappy 3D VFX that you see in some movies. So it's just like an industry trend thing, I guess. Like that Spider-Man movie looked like so good, and a lot of that was 2D animation. Like, yeah. So that stuff will probably come back a bit. Like I think,
cyclical, doesn't it?
yeah. I don't think it'll get back to like seeing like a 2D feature in the cinema, like maybe, but stuff more like Spider-Man we'll probably see a lot more of now.
Yeah, because there's not that much 2D animated movie, more 3D.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be cool if we saw like a 2D animation in the cinema, like that'd be awesome. Yeah. It does take a lot of time, I think, as well. Like I said, that Spider-Man movie had like the biggest team in like a lot of years, so it's really expensive as well. And they had a guy like coming up with the style for that movie originally, and they had like he had kind of too much ambition. They had to kind of fire him because he wanted to make it like all 2D animated pretty much. So they kind of met in the middle, I think, with his style. So I think I've kind of already half answered this one. Yeah. You just got to do it, and your personality will probably come across in it. You don't have to force that stuff, really. Don't try and copy other people, but like one way to make your stuff unique is to just do your own work, because no one can do your work and steal that from you. You can your stuff that you do is always going to be unique to what you're kind of like where all your influences have come from and stuff. So
would you say there's one that's more important than the other? Like if you had clothing or hairstyle or gesture or posture.
Yeah.
And that's just like, is there any one that's like suitable with facial expression?
with character design.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not like one that's the most important. Like, yeah, it's just if one looks bad, you can just it kind of breaks. Like it takes people out of it. So you just got to get solid in all of them, really.
Yep. So they all work together. Like
yeah.
Cohesive. Yeah.
And everything, like they shouldn't be standing there really confident and then have like really, like I don't know, like not confident clothing or something. If you know what I mean? Like it should all kind of match up. Like, yeah. This is probably a research thing. Like, just you got to do a lot of research to come up with interesting ideas. So, yeah, go on Pinterest and go deep into Pinterest. And like, if you find something cool, then research it. Like when I was doing that painting of the like bat creature, I found out there was like a god creature that the Mayans kind of like worshipped, and that was like a bat. So I tried to make a version of that for this statue, and I thought like a bat would fit mine because he's meant to be kind of like blood sacrifices, that kind of thing. So yeah, and you'll find some really cool stuff if you do research. Like that's how people come up with all these cool ideas for movies. They kind of like have research stuff or like read books or read stories that they want to turn into a movie or something. So yeah. That's all the questions, hey? Has anyone got any questions to finish up before we kind of all done?
Last chance to ask guys any questions.
Anyone in the back there?
Oh, cool. Alright, so...
Yeah, far away, go on.
How much do you get paid for your normal project?
Yeah, it's like I'm not doing a full-time like artist role at the moment, so I'm getting paid kind of like a regular wage. But if you get work at like a studio, you're getting like 60k a year or something. Like, and that's probably like mid-level job. Like if you're a senior artist, you'd be getting like 80 or 90, and yeah, if you're an art director, you'd be getting like over 100,000 a year. Yeah.
I think the difficulty, because I know of game companies, Rockstar, it was the one that made LA Noire. It's an Australian company, and the last minute they got sacked, and they lost a lot of the credibility that they had. So how do you make sure that people get paid what they do, or get what they deserve for their work? That's, I think, a trap for young people to get into.
Like all these projects are like they're run like any other business now. Like if like you can, it's not like movie magic or like games come out of thin air. Like games get made by like a 500-person team, so they get run like a business. Like they have accountants and managers and all that. So you get paid the same as like if you're working like at a school or for the government or whatever. So yeah, it's not like because it's fun or because you like doing art that you get like $10,000 a year or something. Yeah, you get enough money to live. Like, yeah. Yeah, just the more experience you get, the more kind of, yeah. What was the question?
How realistic is it to just like have an unstable job is like getting commissions and commissioning?
Yeah, freelance work's kind of unsteady, so, but you can do pretty good freelance work once you kind of meet people or have done like studio work. Like we recommend getting a studio job first and then looking at freelance, because if you want to get into freelance, you're there to like solve someone's problem quickly if they kind of get stuck. Whereas, yeah, like if you're coming in as an entry level person, you're probably not going to get much freelance doing that. Yeah. But there's like odd freelance jobs around that you can get. Like I've been doing freelance for a while until I kind of started full time here, and it was like enough, but you got to grind pretty hard to get that work. So, yeah.
And it might not be something that's always in your comfort zone too. Would you find quite diverse?
Yeah, well, yeah, it would depend. Like, and you might have to take a job you don't want to do as well, and you can charge more for freelance because how unstable it is. Like, which is good. Like, it's just a bit, it's a bit kind of unreliable, I guess. Yeah.
Until that reputation comes out.
Yeah, like Tim McBurney works for us, and he's done freelance for like Blizzard and Riot and stuff like that. So, but he's like, sometimes he's like, oh yeah, it was crap working for Blizzard. Like they, like, and then other companies he'll really like working for.
So then how many people do you think are really trying to be upstart and work for themselves and actually produce their own things, as in, could be comic books or it could be things that they publish themselves? Is there much going on there?
Yeah, heaps of people do that. Like, I think that's kind of hard to do when you like, if you finished high school or finished uni and then you're like, I'm going to make my own Kickstarter and try and get funded. Like, that's a pretty hard task to set yourself. Whereas like the guys that did Hollow Knight, Ari'd been working in animation for like years, like running animation teams, and then he was like, I'm ready to kickstart a game and make it. Like, yeah, because you want to be pretty confident, otherwise like it's a pretty big time investment and money investment as well. Yeah, but yeah, you can like people probably make their best work when they're doing their own projects. So like, you can do it even as like while you're studying, like do a project that you're interested in working on. So yeah. All right. Any other questions? I think I might be running some workshops with you guys hopefully in the future. So
Early April.
yeah, that'll be good. Yeah. So I guess that'll be with you guys.
We've got you as well, so we've got a few extra slots as well.
Yeah, that's right. So definitely for your job groups, and we might see what interest there will be from some of the extra.
Yeah, awesome.
Come up with that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, these brochures are for you guys. So the bigger pamphlets, they're for the holiday workshops that we run. So if you guys want to check them out, they're like